Honey found it this year that Meemaw used to tell me when I was a kid. Okay? So why don't you come get your eggnog and sit quietly.
Don't knock over the eggnog.
Dad could take a couple pictures of hello.
Is it Del Toro Quest 7?
It is Del Toro Quest 7. Lord of the Rings version.
Right here.
Okay, let's get Zane some eggnog.
Yeah.
And Dad, you've got eggnog.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This is the story of Epaminondas.
Ooh,
Okay?
I like that guy.
And my Meemaw used to tell, she used to sit there and she'd tell me the story of Little Black Sambo, which is now just Little Sambo, and stories of Little Red Hood, which was a story that she kind of made up about Little Red Riding Hood, except she was the neighborhood, and everybody hated her, and she was a thug, and so when the wolf took her out, yeah, everyone was glad because she was a horrible child, and it was kind of funny, and then she'd tell me this one about Epaminondas, okay? Epaminondas used to go see his auntie most every day, and she nearly always gave him something to take home to his mammy. One day, she gave him a big piece of cake. Nice, yellow, rich, golden cake. Epaminondas took it in his fist, and he held it and scrunched it all tight like this, and came along home. By the time he got home, there wasn't anything left but a fistful of crumbs. And his mammy said, "What do you got there, Epaminondas?" "Cake, Mammy," said Epaminondas. "Cake?" said Mammy. "Epaminondas, you ain't got the sense you was born with. That ain't no way to carry a cake. The way you carry a cake is you wrap it all up in some leaves, and you put it on your hat, and you put your hat on your head, and you come along home. Do you hear me, Epaminondas?" "Yes, Mammy," said Epaminondas. This was an old Southern story. The next day, Epaminondas went to go see Auntie, and she gave him a pound of butter to give his mammy. Fine, fresh, sweet butter. So Epaminondas wrapped it up in leaves, put it on his hat on his head, and came along home. It was a pretty hot day, and pretty soon the butter began to melt. And it melted and melted and melted, and it ran down his forehead and ran down his face and all dripped down his ears and down his neck. And when he got home, the butter Epaminondas had was all on him. And his mammy looked at him and she said, "Law's sake, Epaminondas, what do you have in your hat?" "Butter, Mammy. Auntie gave it to me." "Butter?" said his mammy. "Epaminondas, you ain't got the sense you was born with. Don't you know that's no way to carry butter, you fool? The way to carry butter is you wrap it up in some leaves, take it down to the brook, cool it with the water, and then take it in your hands, very careful, and you bring it on home." "Yes, Mammy," said Epaminondas. By and by, another day came, and Epaminondas went to go see Auntie again. This time, she gave him a brand new puppy dog to take home. Epaminondas put it in some leaves, took it down to the water, and he cooled it in the water, cooled it in the water, cooled it in the water, and then he took it in his hands and came along home. When he got home, that puppy dog was dead. And his mammy looked at him and said, "Law's sake, Epaminondas, what do you have there?" "Puppy dog, Mammy," said Epaminondas. "A puppy dog?" said Mammy. "Gracious sakes alive, Epaminondas, you ain't got the sense you was born with. That ain't no way to carry a puppy dog. You want to carry a puppy dog? You take a long piece of string, and you tie one end around the puppy dog's neck, and you put the puppy dog on the ground, and you take hold the other end of the string, and you say, 'Come along home, puppy, come along home, puppy,' just like this." "All right, Mammy," said Epaminondas. The next day, Epaminondas went to see his auntie again. And when he came to go home, she gave him a loaf of bread to carry to his mammy. Brown, fresh, crusty loaf of bread. Epaminondas tied a string around the end of the loaf, took hold of the end of the string, came along home going, "Come on, bread! Come on, bread! Come on, bread!" And when he got home, his mammy looked at the end of the string and said, "My laws a massy! What do you have on the end of that string?" "Bread, Mammy. Auntie gave it to me." "Bread!" said his mammy. Oh, Epaminatus, you ain't got the sense you was born with. You never did have the sense you were born with. You never will have the sense you were born with. Now I ain't gonna tell you any more ways to bring a truck home. And I don't want you to go see your auntie either. You know what? I'll just go see her my own self. And I'll just tell you one thing, Epaminatus. You see here, I made 6 mince pies that I made. You see how careful I set them on the doorstep to cool? Now you listen to me. You be careful how you step on those pies. Yes, mammy, said Epaminatus. Then Epaminatus's mammy put on her bonnet and shawl, took her basket in her hand, and went off to see Auntie herself. And the 6 mince pies sat cooling in the row on the doorstep. And then, Epaminatus was careful how he stepped on those pies. He stepped right in the middle of each one of those pies. And do you know what happened next to Epaminatus?
Killed by a dog.
Well, the story here says nobody knows what happened to him next, but Meemaw used to tell it where his man came home and just whipped the crap out of him and spanked him. And we used to laugh and laugh and laugh at that story, and she would tell it. And I've been looking for that story for years to tell you guys. Never could find it. Never could find it, so I was glad to find that.